Hello, this is Tim Lawwood, Playing It Forward Coaching, always encouraging your self-reliance. If you develop a marketable skill, chase that skill with a good, solid work ethic, develop some people and communication skills, go the extra mile. You'll be amazed at what you can accomplish within this country. A big thank you to over 470 people that have subscribed to my channel, Playing It Forward Coaching. If you haven't already, please do so. I have a wonderful young lady here. I actually just met her. It was through a contact of mine, Charles Rusty McCollum at Northeastern, who's introduced me to the wonderful Thomas family. And I have Tesia Thomas here, an outstanding track and field student athlete. So Tesia, tell us a little bit about yourself and give us a little background there.
Hi, so I'm Tesia. I go to Penn State University, Maine. I am a track and field athlete there. I went to West York High School. When I was there, I did 4 sports, and then I decided to choose track as my college route because I wanted to choose a sport that I could progress at the highest level in. So I went with track. I am now there doing long jump and triple jump, which are my main 2 events. And this year I will be doing javelin and outdoor, which I'm very excited for, excited to see how that goes. And to prep myself for the beginning of the season, I sometimes also do the 55 and 60-meter sprint. And I'm majoring in early education, minoring in special ed, and I want to get my master's in sports psychology.
Very good, very good. You had made mention that you were involved with 4 sports. What were the other sports, Tesia?
I did volleyball, swimming, and diving.
Okay, hence the diving with Mr. McCollum.
Yes.
Yeah. What's your any particular commentaries or memories about Mr. McCollum? Again, he's a good friend of mine. He is quite a character, as we both know, but he always has the kids' best interest at heart, for sure. What are your thoughts about Mr. McCollum?
Oh, he always has the best sense of humor. You can never really get stressed or irritated with him ever. He always just brightens your day, brings a smile to your face from start to finish. He's always straightforward, but he always adjusts to the type of person you are. So if you're the type of person that can take critical criticism, he will give it to you. And if you're the type of kid that needs to take criticism more carefully and gently, he can also adjust to that very well. And I'd say the best memory I had with him probably was when I first started diving, and due to me having a gymnastics background as well, which I competed in middle school, but then only practiced it in high school. I no longer competed it due to doing my other 4 sports, but he was just so positive right off the bat and was just joking around about, oh, of course you only chose to do diving your senior year with only a few months to spare. And if only I had worked with you a lot longer, this would have been a lot more, this would have been a whole fun, and we just would have formulated so many more memories. So even though we only had a short time together, he made the best of it every second.
Sure. And I think I remember him telling me that, you did, given even though you'd only done this for a little bit, that you did, quite well within the league and district diving. Is that correct?
According to him and everyone else's perspective, yes. I, of course, always feel like I can always do better, but for the time that I had, I was pretty proud of myself. Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, as I said, he spoke a lot about you and your siblings there and everything. Now, Tesia, what are some of the key life lessons that you've learned from pushing yourself in a variety of sports as you've had? What are some of the things that have really been beneficial for you?
Definitely live in the moment and just not to take anything for granted. I never wanted to be that kid that only chose one sport and stuck with it for the rest of my life, because at the end of the day, you can try something and then stop doing it. But if you never try something, you can't rewind time and get those days back. So I always chose to live in the moment and take every opportunity that you possibly had. So joining high school and just knowing all of the different sports I could try, I definitely wanted to get my hands dirty in as many as I could, because at the end of the day, if I didn't like it, I could just say, okay, on to the next, versus if I hit my senior year and just tried it in college and just found out how fun it was, I knew I couldn't get those days back to see how great I could have progressed in it. So definitely living in the moment.
Very good. I love that perspective, and it makes a lot of sense that, try a variety of things. Now, you're up at Penn State, correct?
Correct.
Yes, and now we talked a little bit off camera. Tell us a little bit about what your course of study is there, and also after that, any advice you give for other people going on to school. Your course of study first, please.
Of course. I'm majoring in education and I am minoring in special education. And I want to get my master's in sports psychology. And when it comes to piece of advice I would take is never stress about the major at all, because I know growing up, just with everything I watched and the sports that I did, my interests changed like crazy. It fluctuated almost every day. So just never letting that moment where someone asks what your major is, like never let that stress or tie you down, because you can change it however many times you want. And college is a time of life where there is no age limit to where you can be there. So like never think that you have to rush the process, because it's always going to be there and it moves at your pace. You do not have to move at its pace.
Sure, sure. And as far as, let's say, younger people coming up that want to be, as far as student athletes are concerned, what advice would you give to them, Tesia?
To definitely take advantage of all of the people that you have and all of the benefits that are given to you. And if you ever have questions, never hesitate to ask, because if you don't ask, you will just never realize just how much extra help you can get. And those people that are capable of helping you, all the weight they can lift off your chest. It never hurts to ask. If you don't ask a question, you may never know if you can get extra benefits when it comes to tutors versus letting yourself get stressed out about struggling in a class and never knowing that you could have asked one simple question and it could have changed everything.
Sure. And Tesia, you're obviously extremely well spoken, mature beyond your years and everything, as I'm hearing here. Who have been some of the main role models that have really assisted you in your life?
Definitely my mom. She's definitely my number one role model. And then after that, definitely my sister, just because we're closer in age, not too far, but close enough to the point where the way that college is and the way that school is, it's not changed very much versus when my mom was in school. So I can definitely ask her what she went through and any changes or recommendations she would recommend me doing that she didn't get to do or forgot to do that I can then do to better myself before getting to her point.
Sure, sure. No, it makes a lot of sense. And now let's see, do I have this right? Is it two sisters and a brother? Is that correct?
I have two younger sisters and a brother, and then Trinity's my older sister. So I have a total of three sisters and one brother.
Gotcha. I see it. And what event? I know Trinity has been on the U.S. national gymnastics team. Probably one of the best kept secrets or non-secrets in York County for sure. Your younger ones, the other ones, what are they involved with?
So the one that is under me, she is involved with swimming, track, volleyball, and tennis. And then my sister that's under her, she does soccer. Sometimes we'll do diving, swimming, and flag football. And then my brother does football, flag football, and swimming.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Any last second thoughts, Tesia? This has been wonderful. Any last second bits of wisdom that you want to throw out there?
Just always go with your gut, like never second guess yourself. Life is too short to second guess yourself. Always live in the moment. And if you have a goal, reach for it. Like no one can ever stop you. You're your biggest competition at all times. You always have tons of motivators around you, and never stress to reach out to them, never stress to ask questions. And sometimes if you even need to, take a step back and just watch. And then whenever you're ready, then put yourself in that place, but never rush the process.
Yeah, it's just super, just super. Well, I appreciate it. Can you hang for just a minute or so when we get finished up here?
Of course.
Great. Well, thank you, Tesia. This has been wonderful. So just sit tight and we'll talk to you here in just a second.
Hey, thank you.